that, so to speak. We're looking at the lineups right here. You can see, as I said before, Indominator rocking Liverpool on the right-hand side of your screen. Very, as a, I don't want to say a nearly man, because he has played in co-op competitions in the past and done very well. Currently sitting at the top of the eFootball Pro League. He, in singles competitions, other pros have said he's just waiting for that tournament win. Hasn't been able to grab it outside of his home country of the Netherlands. On the other side, obviously, we have Usmakabyle, who's been two-time world champion. So certainly a lot of talent between these two, Ricky. I'm expecting goals.
Absolutely, and we have Dominator attacking from your right to left, of course, with Liverpool today, which we didn't see at all yesterday. It was all Arsenal, 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 and Usmakabyle from the left to right playing as the Gunners. And we'll see how this opening 15 or so minutes go, because yesterday we didn't have too many goals early, Harry, but we saw them later on in the game.
Yeah, that's obviously something both of these two players on the stage want to try and amend. An early goal will do masses for your confidence. Obviously, still early here in Porto. Both players want to try and get off to a flying start in the group stages.
Yeah, they will. And I think today, especially with the one-on-one, we're not maybe going to see as many goals as the co-op. Co-op, if you have so many players, of course, you've got more movement, more chances. One-on-one is a totally different ball game. Do you think yesterday's 3 versus 3 is going to affect this game at all?
It certainly could. I mean, both of these guys had some disappointing performances, I suppose you could argue, with both AS Monaco from Usmakabyle and obviously Team UI from Indominator, both not making it out of the group. So I think that will certainly be playing on both of these minds, but also could fuel the motivation for both of them as well.
Yeah, that was a little chance there as well, but looks like Indominator's getting a little bit of possession now as they try and work it outside, though. A lovely football chance, possibly for the first chance, and it's just wide. But I think that was Firmino there, playing such a packed-filled midfield. That's the advantage that you have. A little bit of fortune there, but I think is the goalie, yeah, just about did enough.
Is this a goal kick? In fact, no, it's a corner. So early pressure here from Indominator.
Yeah, 71% possession. Oh, Petacek was not quite sure what he was thinking there, but he got the job done. And now Aubameyang has a chance to bring it forward. Let's see if Usmakabyle can get a bit of possession, because it's been all Indominator this opening 18 minutes so far. Here is John Jules. Ball over the top. Oh, that's a lovely ball. It's going back to the goalie. That was very risky, Harry.
Dangerous.
Dangerous ball indeed. Here comes Chamberlain now. Pretty even match so far, though. 22 minutes gone here. Still waiting for that first goal. Yesterday, Harry, we saw a lot of balls over the top. Do you think we'll see the same kind of stature today?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, the key, I think, for Usmakabyle is to look for that long ball, thanks to the 3 at the back from Indominator. When you're playing a front 3 against a back 3, there's obviously going to be a lot of room for 1v1s. Attack versus defence, so long balls can be very effective. A bit of a sloppy ball there from Indominator. He had a good spell early on in the first 10 minutes or so of this game, but has struggled to put some passes together in the last couple of phases he's had possession. So we'll try and want to make that wrong or right as soon as possible.
Absolutely, try and sort that out. Here comes Firmino now down the flank, but given away yet again. Back and forth we go. John Jules now with a bit of space and time. Lays it inside to Iwobi. Gets it back again. Plenty of players, though, flooding through the middle. Here is Aubameyang. Iwobi back towards him. This is a little bit better. It's very quick, decisive football. A little bit of free space, but good defending there by the Indominator. And now he has a chance to bring it forward. Henderson out wide to find Chamberlain. Origi. Salah. This is what we like to see. Give and goes throughout the course of the game. Lovely splitting pass through the middle. We see some action elsewhere with players getting excited. Possibly some goals as well. Here is Salah towards Origi, and once again, Harry, the defending too good.
It's been good so far from Usmakabyle. Not only defending last ditch as we saw just then, but also reading a lot of Indominator's passes. He's struggling to get anything to go his way at the moment, Indominator. Some good defending there, though.
There was a good bit of defending, and also focus on Liverpool. Of course, they do have Van Dijk at the back. Does give you that extra element of height. He is a very tall player.
He's a unit, isn't he?
He is a unit. The balls over the top are not going to be as effective, you would say, against the likes of Liverpool. That pass was very, very close to getting through. 10 minutes to play now till half-time. We're still goalless here between these two. Not too many clear-cut chances so far, but a chance down the flank, but the ball's just a little bit too far.
Surprised so far, Ricky. We haven't seen more attacking play really from the Frenchman, Usmakabyle, despite that 3 at the back from Indominator. We spoke before how it might prove very costly for him playing that against the caliber of player that Usmakabyle is. Hasn't really been able to string any clear-cut chances so far. He's going to want to try and get at least one before half-time, but that's quickly approaching.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's credit to the Indominator, he's playing some good football. He's keeping it tight. He is playing very compact. He had that compact bar into the formation screen all the way through. Here is the opening chance, but the offside flag was raised.
Oh, that's so
I think
close.
His kneecap there is offside. That was fractions. We are fast approaching half-time. Do you think a point here, opening game, would be sufficient for either player?
I think he'll be playing in Dominator's mind.
Oh, here, wait a minute. Here is a chance. Oh, just clipped away by the goalie, who did just enough to deny him.
This is better, though.
It is much better. Usmakabyle finally getting a bit of a groove going. Plays it inside. Lovely flick. Still going. There's another chance, and this time it's wide, and the end of the first half.
As I was saying, I'm thinking right now Indominator doesn't want to have the same thing happen that happened to him yesterday. After starting so slow with Team UI, they left it too late before they turned up, and in the end couldn't quite get to qualification. Indominator wants to get as many points on the board as early. Obviously everyone in this tournament wants to get as many points on the board as early as possible, but Indominator and Usmakabyle both know this after yesterday not getting enough points early on.
Exactly, and here is a chance now for Wijnaldum down the right-hand side. Dominator switched, of course, now attacking left to right. Ball's flicked inside Origi, back to Chamberlain. Maybe just got to hit it at some point. They're trying to walk it in, Harry. It's too much right now. Got to have some strikes on goal.
Yeah, you thought maybe when he fed Origi there in the box, he just pulls the trigger. Maybe that's a bit more of a clear-cut chance, but here comes Usmakabyle.
That's a fantastic challenge there by Gomez, because otherwise Aubameyang was in, and we do have a corner. We saw a lot of these yesterday in the co-ops, and they were very, very key. A couple of goals coming from them as well. Will have to be a good delivery. The ball is swung in with some serious pace, and there is your opening goal. What a header, Harry.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as we saw so much throughout the entirety of the PES League, being a tremendous goal scorer, proves it once again here for Usmakabyle. It's a front post corner, and you can see Usmakabyle not happy with how he's playing. You can see the reaction on your screen. We'll take a look at the goal once again, but Indominator's going to feel hard done by losing a goal to that set piece after having arguably the more promising of the attacking play. There were some warning signs from Usmakabyle just before the half, but it's the second half which proves the first goal of the 1-versus-1 competition here in Porto, and it goes to the Frenchman thanks to Aubameyang.
Yeah, possession, as they say, is only 9/10 of the law. You have to put away your chances. Indominator had the possession, but he hasn't taken the lead, and he's now going to look for an instant reply. This is normally when a lot of teams do become very vulnerable. They score a goal, and for some reason they do switch off. But we've still got plenty of time to play in this half, of course. But right now, the Frenchman has the lead with Arsenal. They're attacking from your right to left. And now they're trying to work this forward again. Maybe now he'll slow it down just a fraction, because he, of course, doesn't need another goal, but a 2-0 cushion would be a nice advantage to have.
You can see elsewhere, Ricky, Christopher 2 up against Carol King. We'll be keeping you guys up to date with all the scores as they come in from around the PES League here in Porto.
Yes, absolutely. The other matches are going to be key, of course, to how other teams play. Here's another chance and another goal. Blistering strike, the composure second to none. And it's Danny Welbeck who has now, Harry, given him that 2-0 cushion.
And that's the problem when you do go one behind. You're tempted to play more aggressive. Look at the space in front of the back three. I think that's Henderson that has to close down.
Yeah, it was poor, wasn't it?
Fabinho actually needs to close down that space. Can't afford Welbeck this amount of time and room allowed to pick his shot, and that pass was just too easy. They should be cutting off those angles. In the end, it is the non-favoured right foot, the weak foot from Welbeck, which rockets that into the back of the net. Los Scandalo also puts a goal in his favour elsewhere, but it's match that we wonder about, and right now it's the Frenchman in the driving seat. And what changes now for Indominator? You'd think maybe You change those to wingers rather than central midfielders. Maybe try and spread the pitch a bit more. That's his thinking right now. We'll see who he brings on.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, Indominator's been practicing with Liverpool, practicing this formation. But, you know, on the real stage, anything can happen now. He finds himself 2-0 down. It's going to be a bit of a tall order, you feel. But, yeah, Usmakabyle is showing what he can do here in the second half. Generally, that's when we see the goals, Harry, the second half. The floodgates just seem to open up. And we're seeing it yet again here. 60 minutes gone, but this could be, I was going to say a chance through the middle, but some good defending there as well. Challenge there by Fabinho. 63 minutes played. Nice to see some goals. As always, though, here is Origi. He's got a bit of space and time. Lays it across towards Salah. Is he going to finally have a strike? He is, but it's millimetres wide. That's what Indominator has to do, I feel. He's got to hit the ball early here. When you get a chance, hit it. We've already just seen that with Danny Welbeck smashing one into the far corner. In the end, that was about a foot wide.
Yeah, poor shot in the end, but better, I think, from Indominator. Like you said, needs to start pulling the trigger pretty soon. You think a goal within the next 10 or so in-game minutes gives him a real fighting chance to try and figure out the defence of Usmakabyle, but in that passage of play, maybe could have hit it first time with Salah on his favoured left foot. We've seen how prevalent that can be.
Absolutely, and here is now a chance for Danny Welbeck down the left-hand side. We don't often see too many tricks by these players, but that's a lovely little cut inside. Mkhitaryan, who was very, very predominant yesterday in the co-ops, had plenty of assists and goals. And now here's a chance for the Egyptian of Mohamed Salah. Lovely ball inside to Wijnaldum. He's got players on the left, players through the middle. Great ball over the top, but once again, that defending very, very good. 20 minutes left. Aubameyang, he has been a key player, hasn't he, Harry? We saw him yesterday time and time again, but he just is so good.
So strong, so tall, so quick. He's the perfect player for the PES League, and that's why so many players do play as Arsenal.
Yeah, that's rightly so. We saw Arsenal every single match yesterday, but time is not on the Indominator's side right now. 17 minutes left. Looks like we may have a change once the ball does go out of play. And I think we saw yesterday as well, so many goals coming from the goalie just parrying it away. And that's why I feel you've got to shoot when you get a chance. Because if you get that ricochet, that little bit of luck, suddenly you find yourself in the driving seat or even having a chance. And here is another chance. It's a one-on-one. Will he chip it? Yes, he will. Surely job done now, Harry. 3-0.
That's lovely. Great bit of composure about Usmakabyle, and it's the man we were just talking about, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, why he is favoured by so many PES League players, proving it once again with this lovely little finish. Not only does he have those physical attributes, he has the finesse, he has the technique as well to stick it past the goalie when it matters. This chip, you called it.
Brilliant.
Just over Absolutely Becker. Brilliant. He had no chance.
Yeah, composure at its finest, but the marking there, a little bit suspect from Gomez. He didn't stay with him, and he really had nothing else on. Had to go for the cheeky dink, did it. And it's now a commanding 3-0 lead here. Is this a little bit unexpected?
I think it's important when you do play a three at the back, like Indominator is doing, controlling Liverpool. It's important you get that first goal, because if you go down early, as he, well, not so much early, but if you concede that first goal, you suddenly have to start playing a bit more attacking. You commit more players forward, and if you commit more players forward when you have just the three defenders at the back, you're going to leave so much space, so much wide open. He was unfortunate to concede his first goal to a corner, which is not often the case in these types of PES matches, but after that had to commit more and more players forward in Dominator, and Usmakabyle, he galloped up that space. He was absolutely loving it, and ever since has never really looked back.
He certainly was, and Dominator has made a couple of changes, as we saw, so will those come into effect? But it's ultimately now 10 minutes. He's going to need a goal every 3 minutes to try and just salvage a point here. But let's see what Usmakabyle has in his arsenal here as he tries to swing it round the other way. And it is interesting to see a 3-6-1 that he was playing in Dominator, because you don't often see that. They play very narrow with a 4-3-3. Maybe he will go back to the drawing board. This could be another goal here, but that is a brilliant challenge. But unfortunately, it's number 4. Not good for Indominator. That goal difference is not helping him at all. You can see the goalie's furious with himself. But Mkhitaryan, yet again, proving what he can do.
Elsewhere, we have the Portuguese Christopher up 3 now on Carol King. And we'll take a look at this replay once again. If you're in Dominator, you're thinking the defender, the goalkeeper, both of them maybe should do better in this instance, but as you said, Usmakabyle is going to be absolutely loving life.
Oh, he's going to be loving this, especially with the confidence it's going to take into the second game. That ball right there, this was actually initially, I thought, a great challenge. Somehow, Mkhitaryan has managed to keep the ball between his feet, and then there was nothing else that Alisson could do between the sticks. But right here, that challenge, it's just unlucky. It's almost like Mkhitaryan had some sort of magic spell to stay on his feet.
Yeah, he did so well to keep his balance. Seeing another update right there, Oscar now. Full time now, 1-0.
So a 1-0 result there.
3 points on the board, but in terms of this game, Ricky, you've got to say Usmakabyle is loving life because of his goal difference. Finally, now we're seeing the Dominator switch to a more orthodox 4 at the back, and maybe this is a tweak he's going to take into his next game. Maybe using this game early against a player of the caliber of Usmakabyle. Maybe you're expected to lose if you're in Dominator, so that's why you try and experiment with your formations. Maybe that's what he's doing right here, but Usmakabyle is going to have a healthy goal difference lead and surely will be top in the group after the first game.
Yeah, it's disappointing, you'd say, for the Dutchman, but he'll go back to the drawing board and start again. He's still not out of this, of course. You lose your first game, it's not the end of everything. He still has plenty of matches to spare. It is a little bit too late now, and he'll just try and hang on, possibly grab a consolation goal here with 5 minutes to spare. But it's been a brilliant second half display. It really has been by Usmakabyle, and he could grab another one here through the middle. He's just carving them wide open.
Oh, surely not.
But the defender there just about covering. That's why you get back on your line as quickly as possible. You can see the pass completion. It hasn't been the best for Usmakabyle, but he's just done enough. It's number 5. Well, this is madness for an opening game to have 5 goals. Nketiah there scoring his first goal. Petr delighted. And in Dominator, you can see the look in his face. He doesn't know quite what's gone wrong today, Harry.
Anyone watching on Facebook right now knows the Facebook apology rule when you're playing football games, and I feel like a Dominator needs to get his phone out right now if he doesn't get another goal by the end of this game and go on Usmakabyle's profile and apologise for wasting his time in this game, because this has been a masterclass by the Frenchman. We saw just before this went in a lower pass completion rate than in Dominator. Just goes to show, if you play direct